Hi, today is a strength practice. Today we're going to be working with our warrior poses a lot again. And just as a reminder that our mat time is a really good opportunity to practice trying on some of the qualities we want to embody in our lives here on our mat. So some of the qualities of a warrior or whatever it may be that you want to manifest in your life. So I'll have some suggestions for you today, of course. So we're going to start today. You have a choice. You can be either in downward facing dog or child's pose, or maybe that in between place of puppy dog. So as you're coming to the mat today, just take a moment to tune in. Does down dog feel pleasing to your body and to your mind and to your spirit here right away? Or does that feel a little ambitious? And if so, just drop to your knees, settle back into the security and safety of a child's pose. We all come to the mat in different states, different days, different moments. So just tune into what you are experiencing right here in these moments and what would be best for your body. What are you craving? What brought you to your mat today? What do you want to focus on? It might feel good to move around the pose a little bit, to move around your body, to work out some of the kinks and just to get some energy kind of flowing and nourishing your body in the various places where you may need that nourishment. And we'll use these first few moments also to just connect more deeply with our breath, our prana, our life energy as it flows through us, within us, around us. And we can deepen that experience as we start to pay a little bit more attention to it and we start to welcome more breath, both into and out of the body. And if you're not there yet, let's go ahead and come to child's pose together. We're going to create a little flow here where you'll have some options. So let's start with the lighter option. Here we are in child's. We're going to come up to a tabletop. So wrist beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. And once we're there today, we're going to float the knees just an inch or two off of the floor. So we're still maintaining our neutral spine. And so we feel the security around the spine that comes from our strong core muscles. Activating the arms a little bit more here as our knees are just hovering an inch or two off of the mat. Good. We'll then drop the knees, exhale, and come back to child's pose again. So we'll flow that. Let's inhale, come forward to tabletop. With the exhale, let's come into that hovering table here, just lifting the knees an inch or two. We'll inhale. And then with the exhale, we'll go ahead and come back to child's pose. So you can stick with that variation. If you're ready for a little bit more, we'll come from the downward facing dog instead. And then we'll just shift forward, come down in towards that tabletop position, lift the head in line with the spine, but instead of dropping the knees, we're just hovering them today. And then with the exhale, we'll pull back and the heels get really heavy and the hands press forward very intentionally. So let's come forward as we inhale. We'll just stay here as we exhale. We'll stay a little longer as we inhale. And then we'll pull back as we exhale. So let's do that twice more, remembering you can be coming from child's or you can be coming from your downward facing dog. Filling up with the inhale breath. Pulling back with the exhale breath. Let's do it one more time. Inhaling, coming forward, finding your floating table. Exhale to stay. Inhale, stay just a touch longer. And then exhale, pull back. And whichever pose you have chosen here, down dog or child, see if you are able to rest and relax while you're here. Even if you're in the more active variation of down dog, what can you let go of? Where can you relax? We're going to go ahead and come to standing. So let's walk the feet forward up towards the top of the mat here to our forward fold, where we just drape down over the legs and we let out a nice deep exhale breath. And then we'll go ahead and climb up the legs. We'll come to standing to mountain pose, a very sturdy and strong posture here, a foundation for everything we do when we're standing on our yoga mat. So let's lift up here to extended mountain, creating a little more space. And then we'll go ahead and drop into chair. It is a strength practice after all. So let's feel strong here as we take a seat. Maybe the arms reach up a little bit higher and maybe the hips sink down a little bit lower. Good, we'll sweep, uplift, and connect here, and then we'll just land with the hands at the heart. Let's go ahead and step the left foot back, and we're going to open up to the long edge of the mat. We're going to set up our warrior two here. Okay, so we're bending that front knee, glimpsing for that big toe right on the inside of it. This hip has rolled open, and our shoulders are right on top of the hips. So warrior two, we're stretching wide out through the arms. We're anchoring deeply beneath both of our feet. So we're going to come into a warrior two, a variation today. It's called joyful warrior. So let's lift up and out of the legs. Take a nice big full energizing breath here, and then with the exhale settle into a softness as you come back in, and we're just keeping the arms wide open here and lifted a bit. So this is joyful warrior. The heart is kind of smiling right along with the arms, right along with the mouth. So we're feeling the strength, the sturdiness, the depth of the lower half. But up top, we're just light, we're lifted. We're feeling joyful here and focusing on all that is good in our lives. So wondering if we can be determined like a warrior and joyful at the same time, focusing on the goodness. Good. From this joyful warrior place, we're going to stay low and really welcome the challenge here. And we're going to tip back into a reverse warrior, which is also sometimes referred to as peaceful warrior. So even though we're in a very challenging place, a very connected and strong and determined place, can you welcome a sense of peacefulness in here? So maybe up through the fingers, the wrist, maybe through the face and around the shoulders. You're just soft and light and lifted. Good. We're going to come back into the warrior two. We're still nice and low. We are challenging ourselves here. Now let's go ahead and come out of that front leg. So nice wide feet. You can always readjust this here if you need to. We're going to work into our triangle pose. So we're going to slide out here like you're sliding out an imaginary table, and then tipping here into your Trikonasana. Once again, just feel the wide, sturdy base of the lower half, the lifted tip of that top arm. And with this one, we're going to welcome the energy and the quality of love deep into our body and deep into this experience. So here is our triangle pose, 3 angles, 3 aspects of ourself, the body, mind, and the spirit, and the heart. The sense of love is right here in the center of it all. So feel that bottom rib cage rotating around and the heart just shining out, a bright light there coming from the center of your pose and the center of your body. And then one more posture here. We're going to go into extended side angle. So from here, can you just bend that front knee? You can bring your forearm to your thigh. If you are craving more depth today, though, you could slide your hand down towards the floor or maybe onto a block. Listen to your body, express the pose in the way that works for you today. This is extended side angle, and we're going to add a reach today, up and over, a diagonal reach. So third finger reaching far away from the back heel. And with this, we're going to feel a sense of hope. So what are you reaching out towards? What are you courageously hoping for? Good. Let's come back to the center here. Warrior two, sinking low. We'll take a breath in and just open up now to the long edge of the mat here. This is 5 pointed star. One last quality we're going to express here in our body is gratitude, and I just happen to be wearing it on my chest today. So how much gratitude can you feel here? How much space can you take up as you reach out? We're then going to turn and just take the warrior two the other way now. So let's introduce and feel each of those poses now on the other side. So Warrior Two is our home base. It's a foundation for where we're going next. But let's welcome a little bit more fun, a little bit more lightheartedness, a little bit more joy here into this pose and into our body and into our mind and into our spirit. So we're going to lift up and out, and then we're going to land here soft and easy and wide open, and we're going to let the mouth just match the shape of our arms. Feel the smile coming right across the heart. See if you can't let it just feel a little bit more enjoyable. So it's super challenging. It's a lot of strength. It's a lot of hard work. But our attitude here is just kind of lifting us up and helping us focus on the goodness of the moment, even inside of the challenge, the determination. Now let's settle back into that sense of peace here as we tip back into our reverse warrior, our peaceful warrior. And just breathe. Good. Let's move through the Warrior Two shape so we can straighten that front leg. Reach out over it. There's a softness here at this front knee. We're going to tip and take up as much space as we can and really just rotate around with the bottom ribs so that we can make sure that that heart has a lot of space to shine out and spread love here from this triangle shape. Let this pose be kind of like a temple here, a temple of your body in which love is in the center and love is what we want to send out here. We'll then come into our extended side angle. You could stop forearm to thigh, you could go hand to floor or block, and you can reach it way out here, reaching into that sense of hope. Good, let's come back up here, Warrior Two. Good, let's open it up to that 5-pointed star. Take up as much appreciation here as you can. Thankfulness, gratitude. Spread it out through your body. Try to find more. And then we'll just dive in here. We're going to dive down into a wide straddle. Fold, exhale. Let's pivot over here to that right foot. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog. And as we inhale forward, we'll come into plank and hold. Now you can just hold this today, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can add on some yogi push-ups here. So maybe dropping the knees. We're going to do 4. We'll lower down with the inhale to chaturanga. We'll press right back up with the exhale. Let's go again. These are optional. Holding your plank pose is also really great strength work. We're holding this last one. Big, beautiful breath in. And then as we exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the ground. Let's take a baby cobra. Feel your back body strength here. And then we'll exhale back to either child's pose or downward facing dog. We're going to step the right foot up between the hands, lay that left heel down, cartwheel ourselves open here to Warrior Two, and we're just going to put together a little flow here. So let's inhale up. As we exhale, we're going to land here in our joyful warrior. With an inhale, we're going to tip back into our peaceful warrior. And then with our exhale, we're going to go ahead and reach all the way out for that sense of hope here in the extended side angle. And then we'll finish the flow with love as we straighten that front leg. Take up a lot of space, triangle pose. From here, can you inhale yourself wide open into a gracious and grateful spot, and then exhale and go ahead and come down here into a nice wide straddle fold. Let's pivot now to the other side. So can you turn the other direction, turning backwards on your mat and stepping back to downward facing dog. As you come forward to plank, we will pause. Here's an opportunity again to take some yogi push-ups. Take them or leave them. Totally up to you. Just 3 this time. Let's inhale down. Let's exhale up. One more, a strong breath in plank, and then we'll complete the vinyasa. So you can come halfway or all the way. Baby cobra lower, upward facing dog a little higher, and then downward facing dog, maybe child's pose. Let's step the left foot forward up between the hands, drop the right heel, cartwheel ourselves dramatically open into warrior two, home base. Let's inhale up and out of the legs and exhale. Land with a smile on the dial into joyful warrior. We'll tip it back into a peaceful warrior. And then we'll reach way out with a sense of hope into extended side angle. We'll finish it here with love in our triangle pose. And then let's open it up. Grateful. Inhale. Exhale. We'll dive in. We're going to pivot now over to the right foot. We're stepping back for down dog or child's pose. You could rest here. You could also choose to come forward to plank pose and pause and maybe take just 2 yogi push-ups. We'll inhale in our plank and complete our vinyasa. As we lower down and exhale, we bend back with an inhale, and then we pull back with an exhale. Right foot is going to step forward here, up between the hands. Left heel is going to land. We're going to cartwheel ourselves open here to warrior two. Let's lift up, inhale. Exhale, land in a very joyful spot. Tip it back for a sense of peace. And reach out with a sense of hope. Feel the love as you take up a lot of space in triangle, and then feel the gratitude as you take up even more space here in 5-pointed star. We'll dive in, and then we'll pivot over to that left foot. We'll step back to downward facing dog, where you can choose to flow or rest. As you come forward, if you're flowing, maybe you want to take 1 yogi push-up here. And then we can complete the vinyasa and pull back and find rest. We'll go one more time here. So the left foot will step forward, the right heel will land. We'll open ourselves up, warrior two. We'll lift up and out, inhale. Joyful warrior as we exhale. Peaceful warrior with an inhale. Hopeful warrior as we exhale. Triangle pose, love in the center of it all. And then let's open it up here. 5-pointed star, gratitude. We'll inhale, exhale, we'll dive it in. We'll pivot over to the right foot. We'll step back where you can choose to either flow or rest. 0 extra push-ups this time. Yay for that. Settle in. Find your spot to rest and to start calming down. Let's drop the knees. We'll swing the feet around. We're going to go ahead and lower down onto the back. And from there, we'll just draw the knees into the chest. Let's take just 1 quick bridge pose here. Pressing down through the feet and the arms and lifting the hips high. We're inhaling, and with the exhale, we'll melt the spine back down and we'll find a very restful spot. And as we take a few moments of stillness and silence, we can just think about those qualities that we worked with on the mat today. Which are the ones that you really want to take with you off of your mat today? Let's set an intention here at the end of the practice so that we can take some of our yoga with us off of the mat and out into the world. Stay here longer if you can. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.